I'll be with you guys in a second. I got to make sure I capture the moment. I don't know about you guys, but you got to get ready for something like this. How often do you have somebody? That's sold for companies over millions of dollars talking to you one-on-one. So let's. Okay, so here's what we're going to do tonight, just so you guys know. I'm going to check my phone and make sure I'm having a watch party. I don't know about you, but I have somebody I got a ton of respect for that I want to bring on. Okay, so here's what we're going to do tonight, just so you guys know. I want you to go ahead and see his face because he is in the building. Guess who I have? Mic check. 1, 2. Mr. House, give me a mic check.
Hey, can you hear me, buddy?
Hey, man, we hear you just fine. Now, we got some tornado and wind coming through here. We didn't get the tornado. How's everything in Kentucky?
Well, we had it about 2 days ago. I think I was telling you, and we had quite a bit of damage. So, but we're good. We're good. We had a trampoline in our yard that ended up in a tree, but other than that, we're pretty good. So.
Okay, well, we can live with that, right?
Right.
As long as cars and people aren't in trees, we can do this, man. So here's the agenda. While everybody's getting these watch parties going, I don't think people believe me when I said I had a special guest last time at 8 o'clock. And you know what's funny? I didn't even know if I was going to have a special guest. I was just So God is good, and you were available. I really, really appreciate it. You guys do me a big favor and just put in the comments the hand clap emoji or the bicep emoji or the cash emoji. Give me some kind of emoji right now to let us know, different emojis, how you feel that Brian House is in the building. We're going to pop them up on the screen. So, Mr. House, here's the agenda. We're going to talk a little bit about why making wealth real is the perfect opportunity for this particular situation. Is that cool?
Absolutely.
And by that, I mean the current state of affairs. Now, I laugh a lot, I joke a lot, but it's really no joke right now. People really need what we have to offer. Then we're going to talk about the financial success pillars, also known as, or known as really, the Financial Edge membership, because you saved a lot of people and helped a lot of people financially with their credit, Money Max, Wealth Max, Equity Max. We're not going to stay on any one thing too long because the main thing right now is this comp plan and the special you are running. So I figure if we chop this thing up in a third, and a third, we should be okay. How's that sound?
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Good. So what I'm going to do is go to my Facebook page real quick and make sure I am being seen. Then, as long as I know for a fact I'm not wasting the moment, we can all have our watch parties up and running. Okay, this looks good. This looks good. All right, Mr. House, let's get right into it. So what was the vision and why did you start making wealth real? And why do you keep calling this thing a pre-launch? I don't understand what pre-launch means. How is it that we haven't taken off yet?
Yeah, well, man, that's a bunch of questions. So I'll cover all of them here, I guess. But literally, we launched the company, or didn't really launch the company. We started the company in August of 2017. But we spent 2 years basically making sure all of our systems were in place, all of our commissions paid correctly. We haven't missed a commission payment. We haven't, paid people wrong or anything in 2 years. We wanted to make sure everything was right. And so, you know how it is. Anytime you start a business, you go through that developmental stage, the foundational stage. You've got to get all your messaging right. We just didn't want to do this halfway, and it was too important. It was too important. And so we took our time, we did it right, and we launched this thing in August of 2019. And since then, you came on a little bit after that. We already had some leaders in place, and it's just taken off. And we're doing some great things for some people. But as far as the vision of this company, I'm going to tell you this, Brian. What we're experiencing right now, we've been talking about this a lot with what's going on with the current state of the union, the current state of our country, and this, this virus that's going on out there. It's changed the way people are doing business, but what we're doing it's something we were doing before that people were already experiencing these challenges when it comes to, inflation and taxes and credit and debt and savings and investments, and people just not really understanding money. But they were also working in a system or playing a game that was designed to work against them. So what we needed to do was remedy the challenges, remedy all those challenges. And the only difference now, and the reason we're experiencing this, we were already growing like crazy before this happened. Mm-hmm. The reason we're experiencing this unbelievable growth right now is all of those challenges have just been escalated.
That's right.
With this. That's all it's happened. And so now what became you referred to it as a nicety the other day, became a necessity.
That's right.
And so, owning a home-based business and having experts that can help you get your finances in order and help you stay there. And so that was the goal. It was to right the wrongs, correct the injustices, provide people with the same strategies and experts used by the wealthy to overcome the challenges created by our credit, banking, educational systems, tax systems, all of those things that are really set up against them if they don't know the rules of the game.
Nice. Now, we're not going to reveal the big surprise just yet. If they haven't been watching, if they're brand new, they don't really know how powerful the stimulus credit that you're giving is. But do you feel like this was kind of divine? Good Friday, you had a concept, an idea. Then here comes Easter Sunday. We've had the most remarkable weekend on the day of resurrection. How do you feel like that? How do you feel being a man of faith? Was it the right time or what?
Hey, I think it was absolutely the right time. And being a man of faith, I feel like God's got his hand on what we're doing. And you know me, I respect everybody's faith. And so, I don't want to offend anyone by any means, but I also don't hide from my faith. And at the same time, or hide my faith, let's put it that way, not hide from it. But doing it this weekend, it's not something I would normally do. Mm-hmm. Running some type of promotion like this that is so empowering, it just applied to this weekend. With Good Friday and Resurrection Sunday, and I said it the other day, my Lord and Savior, when he died on that cross, he basically gave all of us a fresh start. He gave us a new beginning. He gave us hope. And I feel like that's what we're doing. Obviously, not to the scale that he's done it. But at the same time, I feel like that's what our company's doing, especially in this time. In this time. So it was a good fit, and I think it was a good time to do it. Obviously, it's proven to be a good time to do it. Let's just say that.
Oh, man, we'll talk statistics and stuff in a second. Or I understand you do like a midnight call, and I'll let you promote that as well. But
yeah, it's great.
This, Mr. Now I've seen it on my level, small business owners, people, brick and mortars, daycares, nail salons. Talk about what's real. Social distancing has kept us in the house. We're quarantined. Yeah. On your level, let people know how real it is, even on a major business scale with a lot of people, is it really as bad as people are saying out there?
It's really bad. It's not bad for us.
Right.
And the reason it's not bad for us is because I'm a big believer with every adversity comes an opportunity, or whenever there's chaos, there's also opportunity. I've heard you say that as well. And it's a difference when you're providing the solution. When there's a problem out there, anytime you can provide the solution to that problem in business, you stand to profit from it. And again, I feel like somebody upstairs has his hand on what we're doing, because we've been positioned for the biggest challenges that people are facing right now, which most of it revolves around their money. And it's not because they have too much of it. It's because they have a lack of it. And so literally the timing for us is great. But I'm watching what's going on with even some of my friends that are multi-million-dollar business owners that are just struggling. But there's some businesses that are out there that are killing it because they're actually fulfilling a need in a time like this, and that's what we're doing.
Nice. And my heart goes out to everybody, man. You got people that put their whole life savings into a restaurant, and now people can't even visit the restaurant. And Ms. House, what's funny about it, not funny, but what's concerning, we don't really know how long it's going to be. And I'm not talking about the quarantine. I mean, the effects of us walking around kind of scared to shake hands, it could last, it could last a while. This could be the 9/11 of this generation, but this time we can't even see the end. You know,
you're exactly right, and that's the challenge. What it does is it creates uncertainty in the economy. It causes people to start questioning what are things going to look like. Maybe, we've got tens of millions of people that have lost their jobs. They've been laid off right now. They don't know what it's going to look like after it's over with. And even those people that are still remaining in business, restaurants, things like that, how you're going to do business, because there's still going to be this scared mindset that's out there for some people. I mean, even myself, I'll be cautious now.
Right.
Shaking hands, and I'm a hugger. You've seen me at events. I hug people, because I love all people. But at the same time, that it makes you question those things. And I think the way business is going to be done, and I can't predict the future, but I think it's going to change. I think it's going to change. But again, going back to what we do, regardless of what the effects are, the need for what we have is going to be there, and the model in which we run our business is, it's designed for this. It's almost like it was created for people to be able to have something that would sustain them through times like this, or even after. And that's what we wanted to do with this promotion as well. So
nice. Now let's talk about what we're offering. So we have a home-based business solution that was around way before social distancing and doing well. It's ramped up since social distancing because we're at home and we have a home-based business. We're leveraging technology, but the biggest thing we're leveraging is an opportunity for people to get their finances in order. Talk to us a little bit about how these 4 pillars of the Financial Edge membership, let's act like it's still $228. Wink, wink to all my new people. Let's act like the normal price, which is still so inexpensive and affordable, $228, $119 a month. What do you say to a person who's like, I'm going to hold on to my money right now. Things are tight and uncertain. So they think the best thing to do is hold the $228 and hold the $119. And I've been screaming, guys, holding money does nothing. Money has to work. Let them hear from somebody who has a ton of it. Is that how did you get where you are by keeping it?
No, absolutely not. I don't let money sit, period. I just don't. And if you look at some of the greatest financial minds out there, some of my mentors, some of the people that I try to pattern myself after and that I've learned from, they don't let money sit. Money comes in, it goes right back out. It's got to be working for you. If it's not working for you, it's useless. It's paper. It's paper, and it will run out. It will go away. And if you let it sit, it'll get moldy and rusty, and it just doesn't, give you the results that you're looking for. It doesn't make any sense to do that. But people don't realize that. They can find a way to do things, and unfortunately, fortunately for us, we get to shift their mindset, in the right way.
So to a person who says, okay, I hear you guys loud and clear, I understand what you're saying. $228 though, oh my goodness. What are they getting for $228? Let's talk a little bit about the membership. And while we're dropping it down, let's go ahead and do the big reveal now. What can we say? Hey, this weekend, what made you say, you know what? Let's go ahead and do a $99 credit towards the $228. And everybody know in this case, credit is a good thing. Let's do a credit of $99 towards the $228. What is that going to help them accomplish with our 4 pillars? And what made you say, let's go ahead and do this?
Yeah, first of all, it was timing. It was, here the government is offering a stimulus check to, hundreds of millions of people out there. And what we realized is that stimulus check is something that's going to pay them one time. And for most people, it's going to run out pretty quickly. What we wanted to do is create our own stimulus package that allow people to be able to participate in an opportunity that would provide them with an income to where they could earn a daily, weekly, and monthly stimulus check that would, last them months and decades or years after their little $1,200 stimulus check runs out. And I say little, and I don't mean to some people $1,200 is a big deal, and I don't mean that to make it sound insignificant. But I know I don't care that $1,200
one time.
That's below poverty level, way below poverty level on a monthly basis, and you've already went. A lot of people have went a month and a half, 2 months without working, and $1,200 is not going to go very far. And the best thing they can do, in my opinion, and what we wanted to do was create a scenario that said, you know what, take a small percentage of it.
Right.
Right at 10% of your $1,200 and invest in something that will allow you to be able to generate a daily, weekly, and monthly stimulus check because there's no guarantees that your job's going to be back in a month or 2 months or 4 months or 6 months. We don't know. You know what I mean?
So let's get into these pillars. Okay, so we have, let's talk about some testimonies we got here from the our Facebook page. You guys make sure you get this down. On Facebook, MWR Financial testimonies. You will see a ton of these, right? You'll see a ton of these. Mr. House, how important is it that people get Money Max understood and that the experts from the IRS, a staff that you have a partnership with, Hawkins Consulting, how important is it that people start lowering their taxes because they're going to go up? The stimulus check was not free. How important is it that they understand Money Max right now?
No, it's absolutely important, and I'll tell you why. And you mentioned the stimulus check. What most people don't realize is that stimulus check is a one-time stipend, but where the government gets that money is from you.
Right.
Where do you think the government makes their money? They make their money from the taxpayer. And when you've paid in that money, and they've actually, added to our national debt, which means, guys, we're going to have to pay that back. Doesn't mean you're going to pay it back next month or next year even, but over time, your taxes are going to go up. And the reason Money Max is so important is two reasons. One, we want to help people stop overpaying on their taxes. People that get a refund, I do not mean to be condescending when I say this. It's the dumbest financial decision out there. Why would you give your money away for a full year or 13 months interest-free and then end up being happy when they give you a small portion of your money back? Refund means your again, fund means money, which means you just got your money back again.
Right.
Makes absolutely no sense, and nobody with any type of financial literacy does that. You just don't do that, okay? Right. And so I know people like that, I got $5,000, and then they blow it on some pool or something. Or they don't invest it. They don't, or they say, well, I'm going to pay off my credit cards. And the only reason they had to pay off their credit cards is because they gave their money away in the first place, and they end up accumulating debt just to make up for what they gave away in their, in their taxes. That's and they didn't have to. So the two things Money Max does, are experts, and they do all the work for you, which I think is important, is one, they help W-2 employees adjust their W-4 so that they can start getting those tax savings back right now and stop overpaying the IRS. The other thing they do, especially when you combine it with the MWR Financial Opportunity in our business, is that they show you how to take your existing expenses, your mileage, your cell phone, your internet, your medical, your children even, how you can take those things and turn those into legitimate home-based business deductions that will allow you to reduce your tax liability even more. All of which is designed to help you bring that tax money or shift that tax money that you've been giving to the federal government back into your household. And the average member with our program typically experiences an instant pay raise strategy, which is one of our strategies, typically experiences an instant pay raise of anywhere between $300 to $600 or more per month. I don't have to tell you what that does for most people.
That's right.
It's life-changing.
And here, that even covers the membership. So if the government is giving you $300 to $600 a month, because you have the membership of 119 or the home-based business, how often, guys, would you trade the big 119 a month that people worry about because they're just not educated for the 600 or 700 that's coming back because you have the business? I never understood that.
Yeah, so, I'll do that all day, every day, Brian. So.
All day, every day. Now, I understand credit match is the second tier. I understand historically, you've been restoring credit longer than MWR has been around. Talk to us about what made you say, man, this is important, but I don't want credit to be the only thing.
Yeah, no, and I'll clarify that too. But I started out in the credit restoration industry. I was one of the first businesses I ever owned, which is still the same business you see here today, 29 years later. that business, I started out in credit restoration, and what I soon realized with credit restoration is that if you didn't have all these other components that we're talking about, and all you did was help people straighten out their past credit history, you really weren't doing them much of a service because all you were doing was creating a Band-Aid for them. People that use credit to create a lifestyle or to finance their lifestyle end up living a pretty miserable life because then they're just, burdened with debt and a slave to their creditors, for the next 30, 40, 50 years. So what we did is we combined it with all these other services. But that program, it's been around 29 years. First company to ever win a class action lawsuit in federal court in regards to compliance to the Credit Repair Organizations Act, which was a big deal, gave us court precedence, showed that we did things the right way. Our goal was not to help people beat the system. It was to help them exercise their rights and get their credit scores back into the best shape possible.
And let me freeze you, because a lot of people, Mr. House, they don't understand class action. That doesn't mean you got sued. That means when an entire industry gets under scrutiny, you came out blazing and on top. Because I want people to understand that it's not like, oh, they sued us and we won. No, class action, right?
Yeah.
Against an industry. Make sure people understand what that means. You came out and set the precedent for a judge said Mr. House is doing it the right way.
Yeah, and I don't want to spend too much time on this because I will tell you, credit's a big deal to a lot of people, and I see people putting so much emphasis sometimes on credit. And listen, I have a saying, okay? And credit is the gateway to debt, and debt is the pathway to poverty. Our whole program is designed to help you eliminate any dependency on the credit and banking system. And we'll talk about that in a second through our self-banking feature that we have, where we can turn people into their own bank. But I'm not a big fan of borrowing. Go ask Warren Buffett what he thinks about debt. Okay, he's going to tell you it's the dumbest thing ever. As long as you're paying interest, that's money you can't save, invest, or pay yourself. And you want to be on the other side of that. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Okay, it's the eighth wonder of the world. All right, it's a great thing if you're earning it. It is the dumbest thing ever if you're spending it. Okay,
Yeah.
So and again, I don't mean to get too animated about it, but you can tell I'm passionate about what we do, and I want people to know this stuff. But the class action suit, I'll get back to that real quick. Judge Joseph M. Hood out of Michigan Federal Court signed off as to my company's compliance to the Credit Repair Organizations Act in regards to our processing and our contracting, and which was a big deal for us. But what the attorney that initiated this class action lawsuit didn't realize is that I had already hired, when this law came out, I had 13 offices throughout the United States, had a very successful credit restoration business. And now there's hundreds of thousands of credit restoration companies. But we do things a little different. We're not one of the fly-by-night guys you see on the telephone poles. We've been doing it for 29 years. We do it by the book, according to the law. And I think that's extremely important. And again, our goal is to help you exercise your rights, not to get your credit score, to where you're gold card material, even though that happens. And so you can go out and accumulate debt. It's so you can lower the expenses you already have. That's what we use it for. We want to help you get your credit scores as high as possible so you can get your interest rates, your down payments, your car insurance, your homeowner's insurance premiums, all the things that are affected by credit scores lowered so you can put more cash flow in your pocket, so you can eliminate debt, so you can start saving and investing, so you can start doing the right things with your money.
Well, you just said the right thing. That's what I knew when your name was Brian that we would jail. Now, you just said eliminate debt and start investing. That brings us to the final two pillars, and we're going to talk about the comp plan and your special and get out of here.
Yeah.
Eliminate debt is equity max, and wealth max is the investment piece.
Right.
We breeze through equity max because really everything we've talked about so far, guys, is you uploading documents that the experts do the work. You upload your W-4, that the experts do the work.
Yeah.
Chat with an enrolled agent from the IRS. You upload your 3 credit reports, that the experts do the work. Equity Max, same thing, Mr. House. Talk to them about Equity Max and some testimonies you've seen where people went from 60 years on their plan to 17 on our plan.
Yeah, and that happens a lot when people have student loans, because those things, when they're set up on the minimum payment, you could be paying for 70 years. So it's crazy. For 80 years, most people will be dead before they ever pay off their student loans. But what our Equity Max program is, it's a proprietary debt elimination system that we developed. It's a debt roll down program that allows you to plug all of your debts into it: your mortgage, your car loans, your credit cards, your personal loans, your student loans. Every debt you have can be plugged into our Equity Max system. And then what we're going to do is we're going to give you an immediate analysis that shows you exactly how much interest we're going to save you, how much time we're going to save you compared to your creditor's plan, and how you can take those savings and invest them, and how long it's going to take you to accumulate over $1 million in the bank. Imagine that, being totally debt-free with $1 million in cash. What would your life look like then? And so we give you that plan of action. What's unique about our program is we're literally helping people save tens and even hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest, eliminate their debts in a third to half of the time or even more. And by doing that, it allows them to be able to do something wise financially with their money instead of, again, being a slave to their creditors. And the unique part about it is we accomplish all of that without them having to spend one dime more than what they're spending right now. Now, they can spend more if they want to accelerate the process even more, but they don't have to. We're still going to get them out of debt in record time.
Now, I got my taxes down, Money Max. I got my credit up, Credit Max. I got my debt disappearing, Equity Max. Now let's build some wealth. Let's become Brian House. Land banking. Talk to me about the two biggest things: the private reserve account, which is becoming your own bank, very quickly. And then a lot of people don't understand land banking. Now, I know during the week we have the consultants do our webinars, but just give us a little bit of both, maybe 2 minutes of the wealth building.
Okay. Man, 2 minutes. These are big programs. But and the good thing is, guys, everything's handled by our experts. So you don't have to do this stuff on your own. One of the things we're extremely proud of is every program, like Brian mentioned, we've taken a different approach in the different approach in the financial strategies industry, and that is we believe in financial literacy education, but at the same time, our education is done through expert application. So when you plug in with MWR Financial, you're going to have experts that do the work for you, get you the results, and through that process, you're going to learn how to become because the sooner that you can get your money making money for you, that is the key to time and financial freedom. All right. When you can have enough in assets, producing enough income off of those assets to where you don't have to trade your time, energy, and talents in order to be able to make money, that gives you time and financial freedom. Okay, there's no hype here. These programs have been around for decades. Come off of those assets. Problem is, they're just not available to the average consumer.
That's right.
Which we make it that way. And man, I got off track. Let's talk about Wealth Max. Okay.
You good.
But Wealth Max, we have two programs in Wealth Max. One is our private reserve account. And our private reserve account gives you the ability to be able to become your own bank. It is an IUL product that gives you so many benefits over almost any other savings vehicle that is out there. I'll give you a good example. Imagine putting your money into a private reserve account. And it's accumulating interest, But with a private reserve account, it's literally considered the best way to save, grow, and protect your money tax-free with no risk of loss, no penalties, no early withdrawal penalties, no early withdrawal fees, any of those things that go along with so many other savings programs. But imagine funding a private reserve account, putting money into a private reserve account, and you get the ability to be able to earn money off the market without ever having to lose money, meaning you get to participate in the upside of the market, but if the market ever drops, you don't go backwards, unlike a 401k or so many other savings vehicles that are killing people right now in this economy. Our members with our PRA, they don't lose, okay? But, you know, that's a big deal. Give you one last scenario about a private reserve account that's a unique feature. When we talk about self-banking, when you fund a private reserve account, you have access to your money. Imagine you wanted to go buy a car. Don't go to the bank. Go to your bank, your private reserve account. You borrow you got $50,000 in a private reserve account, and you can start out $100 a month if you want to. So you don't have to have a large sum of money to do that. But let's say you had $50,000 that you've accumulated in a private reserve account, and you wanted to go buy a vehicle. Well, instead of going to the bank and financing it with a private reserve account, you can go borrow money from your private reserve account. Now, remember, you had $50,000 in there. You took out $20,000. You went and paid for your vehicle, and you said, you know what? I'm the bank. I'm going to go ahead and set up my own loan terms and pay myself back. So you're going to pay back your private reserve account. Here's why the wealthiest people in the world use this platform in order to be able to save their money.
Okay.
You pulled that $20,000 out, you would think, well, now I'm only earning interest on $30,000, right, Brian?
That's right, because you took a withdrawal.
Yeah, you took $20,000 out, but with a private reserve account, you borrowed money from yourself. And you get to participate in what's called arbitrage, which is the same thing that the banks participate in, meaning that you borrowed out $20,000, set up your own loan terms, and you're not earning interest on the $30,000 that's left. You're still earning interest on the full $50,000 that's in there, as if that $20,000 never came out.
That's right.
It's the most powerful savings concept I've ever seen in my life. Okay? And I love it. Now, Brian was talking about land banking. With our land banking feature, you have the ability to be able to buy land at 20 to 40% below market value in the path of growth. Matter of fact, most of our land property is located in Palmdale, California, which is where there's a lot of infrastructure, a lot of growth happening. It's the only place to expand to outside of LA because everything else is taken. And so that land is increasing in value at about an average of 24% or more annually, and you're able to buy at 20 to 40% below market value, which eliminates risk of loss or greatly reduces risk of loss, because there's one thing about land, they stopped making it a long time ago. When you buy land, that's one of the safest investment vehicles that you can be in, and that's where the wealthiest people in the world put their money. Private reserve accounts and land banking. That's what we utilize. Problem is that even like with our private reserve account, Brian, there's only about 6% of the population that has a private reserve account. Out of that 6%, over 97% of them make over $250,000 a year. So if you make less than $250,000 a year, chances are you never would have heard of it. All right. What we've done is we've tried to bring, Wall Street to Main Street and said, you know what? The problem with that scenario is that those programs are offered to the wealthiest people, but it's the people that maybe aren't making $250,000 or more per year that can benefit from it just as much, if not more.
Wow.
That's why we brought it to the masses.
Well, hey, I'm glad you did, because I never heard of private reserve account, and I thought was well until I met you. And I've never heard of private reserve account. I just love the way you keep me going, man. You keep me striving for greatness and greatness and greatness, and let me know there's levels to this thing. And hey, let's show some people the bare minimum. I want you guys to see this. We call this the bare minimum. Now, what do we mean by bare minimum? Mr. House has what's called a daily guarantee. We're going to start at what we call the bottom and go up and show you some of the ways we get paid. Mr. House, how does this daily guarantee work? As the membership accumulates points with your organization, and as qualified financial directors join your organization, and you got leverage coming and momentum coming, you have these tiers that are set up where a person can have a minimum of $5 to $1,000 per day. I never thought the word guarantee could be in a comp plan. How did that happen?
Yeah, no, what we wanted to do, Brian, is we wanted to accomplish a scenario that we've never seen in this industry either, and that was creating a portion of our compensation plan that was a residual that allowed people to be able to budget. One of the problems with most businesses is, and even in this industry, is that there's a lot of attrition. We don't experience that. Our average retention or annual retention rate right now is running about 67.4% the last time I looked. The average in the industry is typically 15 to 20%. To give you an example of the difference between us and some of the other companies out there, and not that they're bad companies, there's great companies out there. You can make money doing whatever if you're passionate about it and willing to work hard. But the daily guarantee goes from $5 a day up to $1,000 a day. $5 a day times 30. We count Saturday and Sunday. That's $150 a month. Doesn't sound like a lot, but how much money do you have to have in the bank drawing 5% interest in order to be able to make $150 a month in guaranteed residual income? Over $20,000. Is it easier to come up with $20,000 or is it at 5% interest, which I don't know what bank will give you 5% interest these days. You're lucky if you get 0.1% or 0.2%. But at the same time, it was a way for people to be able to budget, Brian. And what I love is we've got so many people that, are making $5 a day, $20 a day, $30 a day, $50 a day, $100 a day, $150 a day, $200 a day. And I think there's a guy that I'm talking to right now that just hit $300 a day.
Yes.
And I bought him pizza yesterday, and I think that's going to buy me pizza. It went to $300 a day, so $10,000 a month. But it goes up to $1,000 a day, $30,000 a month.
Nice. Yeah, man, I owe you some pizza. I'm trying to keep my coins, man, so I can invest in
them. Worthy and deserving of every bit of it, man, so don't worry about it.
No, thank you, man. So the daily guarantee is our minimum. We wanted something where people could pledge it and say, hey, worst case scenario, I have 30 a day coming in. I got 50 a day coming in. Now, Mr. House, you may not know it, man. Lieutenant Colonel Larry Stewart just hit 20 a day.
Yes.
We got Chuck Harden just hit 30 a day. He's on his way he's right here to 50 a day. He's got our bonus and presidential bonus and all kind of stuff. Quanta Sims, probably the quietest person I've ever met, is at 50 a day. That's $1,500 a month, and you have to ask her to speak up.
It happened this weekend. I'm looking at the dates. That happened this weekend.
That just happened. Yeah, it just happened. Shayna Rollins, who is behind the scenes, extra digits, websites and campaigns and logos and game changer. She's my head event coordinator and COO. Very behind the scenes, stage fright, $50 a day, approaching 100. I mean, it goes on and on, man. Andre Russell, $50 a day. He'll probably hit 100 this weekend. Charles Ivory just hit 100. Now look at these dates.
Yes.
He just hit 100 a day, 3,000 a month. Did you know Charles Ivory was laid off about a month ago, Mr. House?
I did. We talked about it, and it was like it was a blessing to him. I'm so glad he started when he did with MWR Financial, because he didn't have to experience the effect of that. Being laid off of his job, it was like, well, I was going to quit anyway because the way this income was working. So that's good. So
that's right. And he's debt free, including mortgage, no car notes, no student loans, no credit cards, no mortgage. So hey, he was like, everything is gravy. And Miss Christy Howard is
superstar.
Huh?
Superstar. Love her.
They call her Cash Flow Christy.
Yeah, for a reason.
And she just hit. Well, I know for a fact. We'll talk about the car bonus in a second. She just graduated to the 1250 today from the 500. she's moving rapidly through the 100 a day, which is 3,000. I mean, it's just remarkable. So let's go ahead and talk about this real quick. You have a luxury car bonus program. I like to call it today the mortgage bonus program.
Yeah.
How in the world are we able to do all of these things? We're doing the same thing, introducing people to Financial Edge, letting the experts work for them. We just expose it, and we have a luxury car or mortgage payment program. In this state of the economy right now, how valuable is this one?
It's huge, and we have a ton of people. And what I love about this is we made it to where it was so achievable. I mean, the thought of getting a $500 per month luxury vehicle bonus for most people, in a lot of companies, it would take you months and months. We have people doing this in 30 days.
Yes.
We have people getting tier 1 of our luxury vehicle club bonus in 30 days, on top of the 9 other different ways that we pay people for doing exactly the same thing. But one of the things that's unique about our luxury vehicle club, because we're a financial strategies company, we've got all these beautiful cars on here. And hey, if that's your thing and you want to go do that, that's okay. But for our tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3, you get it added onto your commissions. And if you want to go get a car, that's fine. But we want you to do the right thing with your money. So you can invest it if you want to. You can save it. You can put it under your mattress. I don't recommend that. I recommend getting it working for you. But you do what you want to with it. And so we're not forcing people to go buy a pink Cadillac. And not that there's anything wrong with the company that does pink Cadillacs. I love them. They're great people. Okay. But at the same time, we're not going to force people to do that. We want you to do the right thing with it. You earned it. It's your money. You should be able to do what you want with it.
Well, guess what? This $99 stimulus that you're giving us a credit ends in 1 hour and 20. So I'm going to go fast with this one. How in the world are we one of the few companies that can give you another bonus, $500 up to $100,000 per month? Now, you know me, Mr. House. I'm not even going to lie to you. I have my eyes set on $100,000 per month from day one. I said, okay, minimum, I got to have that. That's other 10 ways we get paid. How many points do I need? What do I need to do? And I'm bringing a group of people with me. You ready to pay out $100,000 per month real soon here with the way we're growing, and you part of the growth. So I'm glad you're being so unselfish.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm going to tell you, I love paying out money, and I like seeing people make money. That's why we put this company together. And so, man, I want everybody to max out every bit of that compensation plan, because the better they do, the better we do. We all win together. But that presidential bonus is huge. $500 to $100,000 a month. This was something that we wanted to reward leadership with, because in order to get into this position, you have to be what's called an area director with our company, and which you can do with as few as 39 people on your team. I know that sounds crazy, but at that point, we want to motivate you and incentivize you to help your team grow. We want you to help your team grow. And we added something else to it, which is also a 25 to 50% check match. So as you help other people on your team start earning this $500, $100, up to $100,000, you can be earning 25 to 50% of whatever their presidential bonuses are. Okay, on top of what you're earning by hitting these points levels. So
nice. So you're getting
that. By the way, I looked at your check. You're seeing some overrides from the people in your organization of 25 to 50%.
Yeah, it gets scary. It gets pretty scary. I can earn a $50,000 bonus, and because you introduced me, you can earn $25,000 and match my 50. That's crazy.
Right.
Per person.
Yes, per person.
So talk to us about this weekend. How have we been doing? Is everybody excited? Are we seeing record numbers? You have the $99 stimulus credit for another hour and 15 minutes. How has the frenzy been?
Hold on a second. I'm gonna look at something because I want to see.
Okay. We get some data straight from the man. Let's see what we got.
We've had 42 people come in since we've been on this call, Brian. How long have we been on here? 46 minutes. So we're averaging about one a minute.
You got the data right there. We're averaging one new enrollment every minute.
Yeah, I'd show you the names. I don't want to give away people here. I can show you the numbers.
Right. Okay.
I got to make sure I do this to where I don't show people's names.
Okay.
You know, but you see all these 412s here?
It's a glare. You okay? It's a glare anyway.
Oh, hold on.
Okay. We believe. We believe.
Okay, well, whatever. It's just pages and pages of them, if you want to know. So we love it.
We love it, man. We love it. So, did you think it would go this well? I mean, I know you had high expectations. Did you really believe that we would crank this thing up like we did? All the troops, all the leaders. Are we surprising even you?
I'm going to tell you, I believe in you guys. And so I believed it was going to be epic when we started it. And just the buy-in, just the excitement that you had, and so many of the other leaders, Terrence Hawkins, some of the other people that are involved in our district directors and our one regional, Terrence. But everybody bought into it, and I just felt really good about it. So for me to say, listen, you guys, I expect greatness out of you because you're just great. It's that easy, for me to say that. And so, yeah, I expected it to be this good. I really did.
I was hoping you would say that because hey, we ain't gonna let you down. I always say to myself, if I was number one and the whole company was contingent upon me talking to a few people, and I want everybody to hear me, everybody listening to hear me. If he called you and said, you're the first person, now we need you to go spread this thing, would you waste your time? Would you get emotional? Would you let a negative person talk you out of it? And he said, just listen, I've done this several times. I've created millions of dollars. Your rep number is number one. See, I act like everything is up to me and the people I train. If you do it that way, I promise you guys, you won't let a bunch of naysayers, negativity, and people who don't believe in themselves try to project their thoughts and feelings and emotions on you. That's the number one thing that'll knock you out the game is somebody else's opinion. And I've never met a rich critic. I just haven't. So, with that being said, what are we doing tonight? Any announcements tonight?
Oh, man. At midnight, we're going to do a call, and we just want to share the results, the excitement. We just want to celebrate, man. I'm telling you, this weekend has been phenomenal. We've all had a blast. And I know I'm going on probably about 3 or 4 hours sleep. I know you are too. It's been crazy, but it's been a fun crazy, and we want to celebrate with everybody. So anybody that can get on at midnight, dial into our conference line, 319-527-2529. If somebody can put that in the comments, that'd be wonderful. But come and celebrate with us, because there's some of the information I'm going to be sharing tonight about what's happened this weekend. It's phenomenal. It's just, I'm so amazed. Record everything. Record growth. I'm going to give it away right now, Brian. I might as well do the call now. But
give me that number. Give me that number. Well, a text message for now, but give it to me.
319-527-2529 at midnight Eastern time. And guys, we'd love to have you on there. It's just going to be fun. So can't wait to play with you.
I'm putting it in the group now. We'll see you. We'll make sure everybody gets that. Hey, Mr. House, you've been a rock star. This has been the best 40 minutes ever, man. 45 minutes ever. I want to keep it short so we can make sure plenty of people see this replay. Continue to bless people, man. You're a blessing to be a blessing to so many people. We are saving lives. If there was ever a doubt in you, which I know it wasn't, but if you ever doubt yourself, just know you have made a huge difference. And this is just the beginning. We aren't even a year into real momentum. And momentum may not really happen on the level that you and I know for like 2 more years. This is crazy.
I know. And listen, the blessing is on my end. You guys give me a lot of credit and stuff for putting this together, but I can't do it without you all. And nobody can do it by themselves. That's why I love this industry. It takes all of us working together. And so, Brian, I just want to commend you. You brought a new fire to this company when you started and you came in, and your support, your willingness to be so transparent and so helpful to everybody. It doesn't matter if they're on your team or not, just the fact that you're willing to help everybody. Because if you help them win, we all win. And so I appreciate you a bunch. I appreciate all the leadership we have. I appreciate everybody that participated in this weekend because, guys, it's been epic. It really is.
Shout out to, I'm going to say who put the fire under me. Andamo Tulsa, man. You hired the best. president of field development. I know at 12 o'clock, I can't wait I haven't heard my man's voice in like 3 days, and I can't wait to hear his excitement at 12 o'clock, man. So shout out, you got the best partner on the planet.
So I appreciate you a bunch. I appreciate
Helping us out, everything happened. He helped me understand how serious this thing was, and man, I'm on fire. I'll see you guys at 12.
All right, sounds good, buddy. I appreciate it. And hey, definite shout out to Indamo. I could cut my right arm off right now and he would make it for it. I promise you. So.
One of the best guys I've ever met, man. His whole family, his wife, his children. If you could just draw the perfect guy that's too cool for school and knows his stuff, I can't wait to y'all hear from Indamo at 12. So y'all be ready, man. And I'll be up. I don't care what y'all need to do. Be up at 12 o'clock Eastern. Thanks a lot.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Brian.